Welcome back, everyone. This is Quarantine Cooking with Jean. I'm your host, Jean the Machine, and this is year 50 of the quarantine. All right, so to celebrate this really special moment in time, I came up with not one, but two nutritious and protein-packed recipes to help you step out of capitalism a little bit during these trying times. Before I go any further, I'm really excited to tell you that this episode I collaborated with no other than my QBB. That's my quarantine buddy, Beth. In order to commemorate this special occasion, I took a little trip down memory lane and brought back a photo of our last outing together. Take a look. All right. So something that was really important for me throughout this whole recipe was that our core values were ingrained and present. So if you're new here and you don't quite know our values yet, you are in for a treat.
On this show, we like to give use to fresh ingredients that many people have access to in order to provide healthy and diverse meal ideas that are environmentally and socially sustainable.
You're probably wondering how we came up with this recipe, and you know me, you know this show, we try to be as fully transparent as possible, so I'm going to bring you along throughout the full recipe development process. We'll meet right back here for an epic taste test.
Being born and raised in the tropics, we decided to share some wisdom on how to prepare the proteins that we have available, and now, because of the climate, the whole world does also. My reliable QBB and I are looking for different sources of protein in our environment. We see this tiny ant, but it seems it would take a lot of them. This bird is nice, but it's a bit bony and hard to catch. The cat, we're a little emotionally attached to it. This agouti looks juicy, but I hear they have lots of ticks. Ugh, a man, unappetizing. Something about this armadillo tells me it's just not meant to be eaten. This is a June bug. They're everywhere, even though it's April.
No.
Flying.
Alright, let's get these buggos cooked up. First, we're going to start by boiling some water, both in kettle and also in a pan. We're going to add our June bugs to the water and wait for them to cook through. Next, we're going to strain them. And now we're going to prepare our jello mixture with 2 cups of hot water, which we're going to stir until we dissolve completely. And finally, we're going to add 1.5 cups of cold water before we place it in its jar or mold. And then we will add 1 or 2 June bugs. Alright, so we're going to let that set in the fridge for 4 hours. And meanwhile, we're going to melt some butter in a pan and add our remaining June bugs. We will get them nice, crispy, and seared before we add a pinch of paprika and a dash of adobo. This is really important. Followed by a little bit of hot sauce, especially Velida's hot sauce. Makes it for that hot Cheeto-esque flavor. And there you have it. Perfect snack for the quarantine.
I once ate grasshoppers from Mexico that were spicy and they were delicious, so I figured that June bugs might do the same trick.
Está muy rico. ¿sí? Y mucho mejor que matar vacas es comer insectos que se mueren solos.
Back everyone, this is Quarantine with Jean, your host, Jean the Machine, and in case you haven't been keeping track, I'm joined by the two friends that I grew, Scooby1 and Scooby-Doo.